Dear friends, sisters and brothers, we are now on the 6th Sunday in Ordinary Time. This coming Wednesday, we will begin our Lenten liturgical and spiritual journey. Let me focus our reflection today on the first reading from the book of Leviticus and from our Gospel Mark. The first reading was chosen for this Mass to provide a kind of background for understanding leprosy as experienced by the Jews and the people in ancient Israel. Today, you seldom hear someone dying of skin disease. But during the time of ancient Israel, especially in Egypt, skin diseases were among the major causes of death. And there was no cure to skin disease like leprosy. That is why in the Old Testament, and from what we heard from the book of Leviticus in the first reading, they have a practice of quarantine, separating those who are sick of leprosy from the community. And these regulations were actually for the good of the community. Infected persons are public health risk. So they had to be separated, including with their family. So let us now imagine the situation of the infected person. The experience is really a misery. Imagine they are prevented from any social contact, including their own family members. They could not go to public places, including church, including the temple. So they could not worship God because they could not go. They are not allowed to enter the temple. Not only that, there was a belief during this time that when you are sick with this kind of disease, they believe that you are being punished by God. You are being condemned by God because of your sins. This is the situation of this person in the Gospel who has leprosy. Imagine the struggle and the suffering of this man every day. His misery is not only physical because of his disease, but also his sickness is actually a sign that he is not accepted by the community. He is rejected, he is condemned. But also in his mind and in his heart, maybe God is punishing me. Maybe God is not happy with me, so I have this sickness. God does not love me because of my sins. He is punishing me. And then, now, Jesus comes into his situation. Jesus comes into his life, into his misery, into his sickness. He needed healing. He needed to feel his own worth, importance, and dignity. And Jesus came not only to heal him, but to bring back his worth, his importance, his being heal this man with a request, do not tell anyone. Instead, go to the priest and do the ritual that is required as a proof that you are now clean. You are not sick anymore. What is the message for all of us? Jesus shows us each of us is precious. Each of us is important in the eyes of God. And Jesus saves. Nagliligtas ang Panginoon. No one is unimportant in the eyes of God. We are all important. But unfortunately, many people don't feel like this. They don't feel that God, they are important in the eyes of God. In fact, I always hear these words, I don't go to church because I am not worthy. God cannot love me. I am not good. God will not like me. Siguro, madalas ko narinig ito. Baka masunog lang ako sa simbahan. Oo, yun yung excuse nila para hindi pumunta na simbahan. Baka masunog ako sa simbahan. Ito pa, hindi ako bagay sa simbahan. And because some people feel like that, they miss the grace of healing and being made whole again by Christ. Dahil lang sa maling pag-aakala na hindi ako tanggap ng Diyos dahil pakiramdam ko hindi ako mabuti, hindi ako malinis, nawawala yung pagkakataon na makilala nila kung gaano kabuti ang Diyos at kung gaano sila ka-importante sa Diyos. Dahil lamang sa nabuong imahe sa isip nila na gano'n, hindi ako matatanggap ng Diyos Hindi ako pwedeng mahalin ng Diyos. Dahil lang sa imahe na yon, hindi nila nakikilala ang tunay na puso ng Diyos. Ang imahe na nakatatak sa isip nila ay tungkol sa Diyos ay parang istriktong guro. Alam mo yun, yung parang istriktong guro na kapag pasaway ka, ay hindi ka na gusto. Parang namarkahan ka na. At kahit ano ang gawin mo na effort, hindi ka niya na kailanman magugustuhan. Yun ang imahe ng ibang tao tungkol sa Diyos, isang perfectionist na guro. Ano ang hakbang? Ano ang ginawa ng ketungin sa Ebanghelyo? Bakit gumaling siya? Iisa lang ang ginawa niya. Ano yun? Pagpapakumbaba. Yun lang. Pagpapakumbaba. Anong sabi niya? Kung ibig po ninyo, Panginoon, mapapagaling ninyo ako. Sabi ng ating responsorial son, I turn to you, Lord, in my I turn to you, Lord, in time of